Well, what a week it has been here at this 2026 TYR Pro Swim Series. A handful of TYR Pro Swim records and a U.S. Open record to boot. Looking for more history in the water today. We got to get started with the prelims. We're looking for A, B, and C finalists across all of our events this morning. No more semifinals since it's our last day. It's the 200 IM, 50 breaststroke, 400 free, and 50 free on deck today. And some delicate doubles that'll take place tonight for some of your top athletes. And make sure to let everybody know they can join us online. And if you've got friends and family that didn't make it last night, let them know how much fun you had and bring them along with you tonight. Our first event of the morning is event number 27, the women's 200 meters individual medley. Looking at 4 heats of the women's 200 IM this morning. This is heat 1. Adrian Chandler of Club Wolverine gets us started there in lane 2. Emma Wyatt of the Gator Swim Club in lane 3. Zoe Rance of Toronto Swim Club in lane 4. Julie Cavalcanti in lane 5 out of Sporting Jacks Aquatic Club. Emery Vena of Sandpipers of Nevada in lane 6. And Tamara Crett of Nutrier Aquatics in lane 7. Wyatt's got the early lead. Wyatt, who's got an Olympic silver and bronze medal to her 400 IM career, showing up here in this 200 IM heat number 1. Dangerous woman to let have the lead heading into the breaststroke, one of the most dominant breaststroke legs in the IM. I'd expect for her to really push ahead of the rest of this field early on the 104.74. Wyatt swam this at the TYR Pro in Austin, where she was as fast as a 2:14.2. But her lifetime best also came from that meet. That is the 2:14.2 rather for Wyatt. About a second off of that pace right now, trending more towards something in the 2:15 range. She'll comfortably win heat number 1 and will post the time to watch through the rest of these IM heats, hitting the wall at a 2:16.79. Heat 2. Heat 2 on its way. Sophie Perro out of Swim Back Carolina at 1. Grace Koenig Song of NASA Wildcat Aquatics in 2. Kelsey Zhang in lane 3. Leah Polonsky of California Aquatics in 4. Natalia Almeida out of Mission Viejo in lane 5. Mia Taggart out of Toronto Swim Club in lane 6. Isabella Chavez Varela in lane 7 for Mexico. and Aaron Griffiths in lane 8. Polonsky leads at the 100 out at a 104.40. European Championship silver medal for Polonsky in 2024 in this event. Also bronze in the 200 IM at the NCAA Championships a year ago. Leading heat number 2 right now. About a body length, maybe a little bit more. 2 seconds to be more precise. Polonsky will take that lead all the way to the last 50. Be right around where Wyatt was in heat number 1. 2:16.79 was the final time for Wyatt. Polonsky will take the heat, and she'll go at 2:16.52, just eclipsing the swim of Wyatt from heat 1. Be our new top time halfway through the women's 200 IM. Heat 3. Palonzo Stanford Aquatics, Hannah O in lane 1. Brooklyn Downright out of Swimming Canada in lane 2. Phoebe Bacon of Wisconsin Aquatics in lane 4. Isabel Angers of Mission Viejo in lane 5. Laura Sofia Malone out of Liga de Bogota in lane 6. Samantha Bonos in lane 7. Also out of Liga de Bogota. And Annie Zhu of Swimac Carolina in lane 8. Phoebe wins it 2:14.96. That's our new top time. A great swim for Brooklyn Douthright. Going under her lifetime best by 0.4 of a second. A 2:15.95 there in lane 2. And Andres in third at a 2:18.33. But it's Bacon atop the leaderboard with 1 heat to go. Heat 4. Final heat of the women's 200 IM. Jalen Kuzak of Livonia Community Swim Club in 1. Maya Hetland out of Palo Alto Stanford Aquatics in 2. Kayla Hahn of La Mirada Armada in 3. Summer McIntosh of Longhorn Aquatics in 4. Agustina Hine out of Argentina in 5. Camila Blanchard of Swimming Canada in 6. Stephanie Iannacone of Walnut Creek Aqua Bears in 7. And Riley Hutchinson of the Pleasanton Seahawks is in 8. Summer's out quick. Set the U.S. Open record in the 200 free last night. 27.60 for the world record holder in this event. Lifetime best, of course, is the world record. She set it at the Canadian Swimming Trials in June of last year. She was out in a 27.2, so not terribly far off of that pace on the far too early to tell meter. She'll hit the wall at the halfway point, 1:00.94. Well ahead of the pace of the rest of the morning. Looking to find her way into that middle lane in tonight's final of the women's 200 IM. Only 8 swimmers into the A final. Agustina Hine in lane 5 was the next closest, but just shy of 2.5 seconds behind after the backstroke leg. Summer goes a 39.4 on the breaststroke leg, adding another half a second between her and Hine heading into the freestyle. Maya Hetland, the next closest to the Argentinian in 5, but a solid 2 seconds behind. 2:14.96. That was the top time from the first 3 heats, owned by Phoebe Bacon out of Wisconsin Aquatics. And here comes Summer to the wall, and she'll win it 2:12.13, and she'll easily beat your top seed. In fact, Hines 2:14.77 in second place is your second fastest on the morning. Hetland in third at a 2:18.13. We'll see if that makes its way into tonight's A final momentarily. There's your A final on the scoreboard. Summer McIntosh, your top seed, joining her Agustina Hine, Phoebe Bacon, Brooklyn Douthright, Leah Polotsky, Emma Wyatt, Kelsey Zeng, and Maya Hetland. Taking a look now over at your B final. Andres, Hahn, Tiger, Blanchard, Iannacone, Sophia Malo, Koenigsson, and Banos in the B. And the C final, Cavalcanti, Almeida, Zhu, Kuzak, Van Hutchinson, Chavez Varela, and Krent. 2:24.60 was the line to get into tonight's final. 9:13 is the current time, ladies. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions. All right, we keep things moving here. Event number 28, men's 200 IM, is our next event of the morning. 5 heats of the guys 200 IM on deck this morning. Same thing, looking for our A, B, and C finalists in the men's 2 IM. This is heat 1. Dylan Spooner of Indian River Aquatics starts off the men's 200 IM. He's in lane 3. Jack Pollard of the Sandpipers of Nevada in lane 4. And Charlie Satoris of Swim Mac Carolina in lane 5. Satoris out of Swim Mac goes a lifetime best and wins the first heat. 2:10.28, quarter of a second knocked off of his PR, and easier time to watch. Heat 2. Tristan Pritzler of the Dayton Raiders in lane 1. Blake Torpy of Fox Valley Swim Team in 2. Gabriel Montoya of Sandpipers of Nevada in lane 3. Lane 4 is Jonah Rule of Texas Ford Aquatics. Lane 5 is Ian Call of Nashville Aquatic Club. Lane 6, Aiden Walsh of Diamond State Aquatics. Your leader at the 50 is in lane 7. That's Nate Yoon out of Palo Alto Stanford Aquatics, and Jason Monique in lane 8. Rounds out heat number 2. Three different leaders as we've headed through heat number 2. Could we have a fourth at the final touch? Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Ian Call of Nashville Aquatic Club's pushing late, and he goes at 206.69. A huge swim for him, getting way under that listed lifetime best of 208.39 to take over the top spot on the morning through 2 heats. Heat 3. Rafael Arispe Arriaga out of Mexico is in lane 1. Jump to lane 4. That's Finley Knox out of Swimming Canada. Lane 6, Anthony Dornoff of La Mirada Armada. 7, David Sammons of Swimmat Carolina. And 8, Alan Jang of Sandpipers of Nevada. Knox won the gold and the World Championships in 2024. And he's out quick, 55.47 for your leader. The Canadian 25-year-old. Knox also had a fantastic World Cup last year. Scored silver here in Westmont in the 200 IM, took home bronze in Toronto. And he's looking to find his way into the middle lane for tonight's A final. He's a 130.1 at the 150. His lead on David Sammons, 5 full seconds. Sammons is having a really great race of his own. His lifetime best coming into the meet, 205.6. He's way up on that pace right now. And continues to look strong, but it's going to be Knox that wins it, 201.60 for him. Sammons at a 204.27. Knox almost a second and a half off of his PR. Round out your top 2 here in Heat 3. Heat 4. Number 4, Eli Sweet of Swim Mac Carolina in 1. Ethan Peasley of Hillsborough Swim Team in 2. Grant Sanders is in lane 3. Carson Foster of New York Athletic Club in lane 4. Max Matianzi out of Team Pittsburgh, he's in lane 5. Lane 7 is Max Vega Cuevas out of Mexico. And Hunter Kleinschmidt of NASA Wildcat Aquatics is in lane 8. Heasley's got the lead at the 100 out in a 55.98. The 24-year-old from Hillsborough swim team leads Foster by half a second at the 100. Carson Foster, the Olympic silver and bronze medalist, with that bronze coming in the 400 IM. A number of world championship medals to his career as well. And he's going to take the lead on the breaststroke leg, going a 35.0. Matianzi a 35.5 to stay within a second of Foster heading into the freestyle leg. And it's Foster, Matianzi, and here comes Grant Sanders into the conversation late. Sanders might run out of real estate. Foster's keeping an eye on him anyways. It's a 2:02.34 for Foster. Second fastest on the morning, and Sanders in second in the heat. 2:02.53 for him. And a 2:02.91 for Matianzi, rounding out second, third, and fourth fastest so far this morning. Heat 5. Fifth and final heat of the men's 200 IM. Reeve McMeeking in lane 1 for Laker Swim. Kent Gone Avila out of Remick Aquatic Club in 2. Luke Barr of Texas Ford Aquatics is in 3. Trenton Julian of Mission Viejo in lane 5. Zach Harrison of Swimming Canada in lane 6. Peter Whittington of Badger Swim Club in 7. And Anton Semenya of Swimming Canada in lane 8. Barr's got the lead at the 50. He's out 25.5. And second at the 50 was Julian, who is out in a 26.0. Keep an eye on Semenya in lane 8. The Canadian was out in a 26.11. And it'll be Semenya and Barr at the 100. Barr a 31.6 on the second 50. Semenya a 31.1 to pull within 0.08 of a second of Barr's lead. Both guys with really strong opening paces, but Luke Barr has a really great breaststroke. Could throw down a 34, maybe even a little bit faster sometimes in his IM breaststroke leg. He goes a 35.0 on the breaststroke leg, continuing to be right around 2-minute pace. Haven't seen anyone under 2 minutes just yet this morning. Maybe that'll change right here on our fifth and final heat. Barr keeping an eye on Trenton Julian in lane 5. Who's trying to reel him in down the final 15 meters. 2:01.60, Finley Knox's top time so far in the 200 IM. Will it remain the top time? Yes, it will. 2:02.32 for Luke Barr. Trenton Julian in second at a 2:03.82. At a 2:04.73 for Kent Gone Avila in lane 2. Rounding out your top 3 in our final heat. Let's take a look at our finalists now. There's your A final on the scoreboard. Finley Knox, Luke Barr, Carson Foster, Grant Sanders, Max Matianzi, Trenton Julian, Ethan Husley, and David Sammons. 204.27 to make your way into the A final. B final time. Gonia Vila, Semenya, Whittington, Call, Cuevas, Harrison, Sweet, Arispe Arriaga, all into the B final. And our C finalists, McMeeking, Dornoff, McMeeking, Mantoifel, Rule, Yang, Torpe, and Presler. 209.82 to get a second swim. Current time, gentlemen, 9:31. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions. So the 200 IM all sewn up will get set on the far end of the pool, and in just a moment, head out on our first set of 50s of the day. Double dipping in the sprint pool. 50 breaststroke on deck, 50 freestyle later this morning. Next event is event number 29, women's 50 meters breaststroke. 4 heats of the 50 breast this morning. This is heat 1. Heat 1 goes to Catherine Workington, 33.48, getting under her listed PR by quite a bit. It shall be the time to watch through these 4 heats of 50 breast. Heat 2. $31.54 for Heat 2's winner. That's Bria Larson in lane 1. Second is in the middle of the pool, Sophie Angus, 31.57, and Ceballos in third at a 31.77. Heat 3. Heat 3 is going away on Mona McSherry. 31-17 for the Tennessee Aquatics 25-year-old. That's our new top time by a few tenths of a second. One heat to go. McSherry sits atop the leaderboard. Heat 4. Fourth and final heat of the women's 50 breaststroke on its way. Features your top seed, Skylar Smith. Smith, the U.S. Open champion in the 100 breaststroke back in 2024, is flying 30.79 for Skylar Smith to win the fourth and final heat and is our top seed. She's already the fastest woman in the world in this event this year and is right on that pace yet again here in Westmont. She'll be your top seed heading into tonight's final. Right back in lane 4 once again. We'll see who's joining us in that A final later tonight. A final on the scoreboard. Skylar Smith is your top seed. Joining her, Mona McSherry, Bria Larson, Sophie Angus, Macarena Ceballos, Kimberly Ruiz, Maddie Morinth, and Frida Lebersley. And then your B final, Metsakonkola, Rodriguez, Nikolova, Koenigsegg, Zilliger, Sandor, Donmes, and Stratton. And then your C final, Workington, Bones, Powell, Bennett, McNeil, Alert, Bonasek, and Griffiths. Current time, 9:38. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions. Next event of the morning, event number 30, the men's 50 meters breaststroke. 4 heats on deck for the men's 50 breast. Heat 1. 28.84. Yusuf El Kamash, your Heat 1 winner. Heat 2. Heat 2 goes to Denis Petrosov by 27.36, our new top time. That'll be a tough one to see anyone eclipse as we go through the final two heats of this 50 breaststroke. Petrosov has only been a few tenths faster than that. One of the top 10 times in the world in 2026. Heat 3. Michael Andrew, Jack Kelly leading the way here in our penultimate heat. And it looks like Andrew has the lead, 27.00. Second fastest swim in the world this year. And the fastest on our morning belongs to Michael Andrew of MA Swim Academy. Heat 4. Final heat of the men's 50 breaststroke, 27.00, the top time belonging to Michael Andrew. Will Michael Hooley eclipse it here on this touch? He'll hit it at 27.11, so no, he'll be the second fastest on the morning. He'll be in lane 5 as Andrew will be the top seed. That rounds out the men's 50 breaststroke. And there's your A final on the board now. Michael Andrew, your top seed. Joining him, Michael Hooley, Denis Petrosov, Jack Kelly, Josh Matheny, Joras Zivanovich, Finn Brooks, and Oliver Dawson into the A final. B final now. Puente Bustamante, Call, Klassen, Hess, Benzing, Carlisle, Williams, and El Kamash. 28.84 to get into the B final. And then your C finalists, Rule, McMeeking, Callender, Bone, Hall, Chin, Rozic, and Goldstein, all in for a second swim. Gentlemen, 9:45 is the current time. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions. Our next event of the morning, a little bit longer. It's event number 31, the 400 Freestyle. Women's 400 has 5 heats this morning. Heat 1 of the women's 400. Lauren Finucci in lane 3. Jayla Kuzak of Livonia Community Swim Talent Club in lane 4. And Isabella Zarcos out of the Sandpipers of Nevada in lane 5. P1 belongs to Jalen Kuzak, a 4:34.21. Great race. Zarco's in second, 4:34.79, and Panucci in at a 4:40.1. Heat 2. Heat 2 in the water, Catherine Workington. The Sandpipers in Nevada in lane 1. Maria Okunzi out of the Livonia Community Swim Club in 2. Carolina Valco out of the Dallas Mustangs in lane 3. Regina Medina out of Mexico in lane 4. Ella Houston, New Tree Aquatics in lane 5. Lane 6, Cassie Espinoza of La Mirada Armada. Kaya Hornby of Toronto Swim Club in lane 7. And Sarah Leiser of Club Wolverine in lane 8. 4:25.83. That's your Heat 2 win, belonging to Catherine Warkentin in lane 1. Huge swim for her. Take over the top spot by 9 seconds. Heat 3. Catherine Warkentin of the Sandpipers of Nevada. Excuse me, that's heat number 2. Let's take a look at heat number 3, actually. Riley Hutchinson is in lane number 1 of the Pleasanton Seahawks. Lily Doyle out of Sporting Jacks Aquatic Club in lane 3. Becca Mann of the TAC Titans in lane 4. Fernanda Elizondo Cabrera out of Mexico in lane 5. Sharon Guerrero Cho, also from Mexico, in lane 6. Annie Zhu of Swim Mac Carolina in lane 7. And Zoe Renzi of Toronto Swim Club in lane 8. Becca Mann leads the way. Out on a 102.91, about 0.3 of a second ahead of Rutsi in lane 8. Man has all sorts of international experience, open water, World Cup, Pan American Games medals, all sorts of accomplishments on the international stage. Lifetime best listed as a 4:07.92 for Mann. At the 200, she's 2:08.20. Well ahead of the pace of the fastest on the morning. .300 meters in. Becca Mann in lane 4 out of the TAC Titans. A solid lead of 5 seconds ahead of the rest of this Heat 3 field. Manna winning 4:19.96 top time so far. 2 heats still to be swum, but she's sitting atop the leaderboard past the halfway point. That was Linda Cabrera in lane 5, jumped up into the second spot, goes a 4:25.70, and then a 4:26.67 from Zoe Ratzi in lane 8. Heat 4. Heat 4 in the water. Lindsay Looney of Longhorn Aquatics is in lane 2. Anna Poplowski out of Indiana Swim Club in lane 3. Maria Fernanda Costa of Brazil in lane 4. Molly Walker out of Australia in 5. Tiana Kritzinger out of Australia in lane 6. Zeta Emil Corvallis Aquatic Team in 7. And Mia Thomas of Toronto Swim Club is in lane 8. Poplowski out with the early lead, 59.5, a tenth of a second ahead of Fernanda Costa in lane 4. And then Walker, 8/10 of a second behind Poplowski's lead, 1:00.4 for her at the 100. $200 meters in. Fernando Costa, 2:03.43. got a solid 2.25 lead on Peplowski in second. Peplowski out at a 2:04.6, and then Walker a 2:05.2, only about a half a second behind Peplowski. Costa continues to lead, 3:08.20 at the 300, 2.5 seconds now ahead of Peplowski and Walker. Walker passed Peplowski heading into that 300, now leads her by about 4/10. 4:19.96, Becca Mann's time from heat 3. Costa will be under that time. That will be the top time heading into our 5th and final heat. Trending towards somewhere around a 4:12, 4:13, something in that range. And she'll win at 4:12.83, 4:14.65 for Walker, and Kritzinger in third. The Aussies go 2-3 with a 4:14.8 and a 4:14.6. This will be your top time through 4 heats, 4:12.83, the mark to watch heading into our final race. Heat 5. Pitched one off of Toronto Swim Club in lane 1. Abby Carlson of Wisconsin Aquatics in 2. Kayla Hahn of La Mirada Armada in 3. Katie Ledecky in lane 4 out of Gator Swim Club. Agustina Hine of Argentina in lane 5. Riley Arisman of Laker Swim in lane 6. Blakely Hamill, Episcopal Amberjacks in 7. And Alexandra Bastoni in lane 8 out of Veritas Swimming. Katie leads after 100 meters, 58.39 for her to kick things off. Second so far, Riley Ayersmith, the 16-year-old in lane 6 out at a 1:00.00. Becky 2:56 at the 200, well on her way to being the top seed in tonight's A final. Crazy to say when you're out in a 2:00, but that's a conservative opening pace for Ledecky. Continues to hold right around 31.0, 31.1 on each of her splits. Hine in second at a 2:36.92 rather at the 2:50. Hine has been as quick as a 4:06 in her career. Tiny bit off of that right now, but is trending towards something in the 4:10 to 4:12 range. But as it always is, Ledecky dominant into the final 100 meters. Final 50 for this final heat of 400 freestylers, led by Katie Ledecky, the American record holder and Pro Swim Series record holder, on her way to being the top seed heading into tonight's A final in the 400. She'll hit the wall at a 4:03.44. Totally unchallenged. That is second only to her own swims this year. 4:13.81 for Hine in second in the heat, third overall on the morning. And then a 4:16.74 for Blakely Hamill in lane 7. A great swim for Hamill, rounding out the top three in the final heat. A final on the board. Katie Ledecky is indeed your top seed. Maria Fernanda Costa in the A as well. Agustina Hine, Molly Walker, Tiana Kritzinger, Anna Poplowski, Lindsay Looney, and Blakely Hamill all getting in to the A. B final now. Arisman Hahn, Bastoni Carlson, Mann, Meal, Elizondo Cabrera, and Thomas. And then your C finalists in the women's 400 freestyle: Workington, Renzi, Espinoza, Hutchinson, Guerrero, Cho, Falco, and Kuzi, and Zhu. Current time 10:17. Ladies, 30 minutes to declare your intentions. Next event of the morning, event number 32, the men's 400 freestyle. 4 heats of the guys 400 this morning. Heat 1. Heat 1 of the men's 400 free. Jack Rayburn out of South Lake Aquatic Club in lane 3. Toby Espacito, Sandpipers of Nevada in lane 4. Lev Sharapanov of the Zera Florida Aquatics in lane 5. And then Stefan Tadic of New Trier Aquatics, he's in lane 6. 405.77, Toby Esposito winning heat number 1. Heat 2. Heat 2 in the water, Burke Ertech of MAAC Swim Club in 1. Anthony Dornoff of La Mirada Armada in 2. Daniel Saborio Grillo of Mexico in 3. Vitor Sega out of MAAC Swim Club in lane 4. Griffin Cagle, Swim Back Carolina in lane 5. His teammate Eli Sweet in lane 6. Jack McCrae also out of Swim Back. He's in lane 7. Gunnar Severson in lane 8. Burke Ertech in lane 1. He's out real aggressive. 156.89. Came in seated at a 351.65. .419.55 his 500 free time. Ertech has a listed lifetime best of 358.70. He's under that pace right now and continues to lead this Heat 2 400 free field by almost 2 full seconds. Vitor Sega in lane 4. His teammate, the next closest. And then right between them, Saborio Grillo of Mexico in 3rd in lane 3. But it's Ertech 257.80. Continuing to hold the lead and be ahead of lifetime best pace here. .405.77, top time from heat number 1. Toby Esposito, the owner of that swim, the 16-year-old from the Sandpipers of Nevada. Ertech is really accelerating late A fantastic swim being put together here in lane 1. Eric Turk's lifetime best 358.7, no more, 357.63. Saborio Grillo in second at a 401.07 and a 403.3 for Senga in third. Heat 3. Charlie Hawk of Australia in lane 1. Bobby Fink of St. Petersburg Aquatics in 3. Leon Marchand of Longhorn Aquatics in lane 4. Lucas Anvo of the California Aquatics in lane 5. Aiden Kirk of Swimming Canada in 7. And Santi Alzade of Swim Mac Carolina in lane 8. Anvo leads at the 155.1 for him. Marchand in second at a 55.5. The two out early and low 350 pace. Anvo continues to lead 153.49, almost 2 seconds ahead of Marchand in lane 4. Anvo, who's been as quick as a 344.61 in his career. Anvo continuing to push just a little bit quicker than Marchand, about 0.2 of a second per 50. But Marchand looks like he may have changed the pace just slightly on the back half of this Heat 3 400. Fink has passed Marchand to move into second. And Onvook continues to be your leader and is right on for something in the 351 territory. He'll hit the wall, posting our top time of the morning at 351.98. Fink in second at a 354.70, and Marchand in third at a 356.27. Heat 4. Fourth and final heat of the men's 400 freestyle. Zach Prince of Swimming Canada in lane 1. Thomas Neal out of Australia in 2. Luke Hobson of New York Athletic Club in 3. Sam Short of Australia in lane 4. Kieran Smith, Ridgefield Aquatic Club in 5. Stefan Stevering out of Brazil in lane 6. Denis Loktev of Israel Swimming Association in lane 7. And David Mesula Medina Alfaro out of Mexico in lane 8. Short has had himself a week in lane 4, lowering his own TYR Pro Swim record in the 800 a few nights ago, and then last night breaking the oldest TYR Pro record on the books, the 18-year-old 1500 freestyle record. And right now he's your early leader, 154.80, 600s ahead of Luke Hobson out of New York Athletic Club. Hobson in 3. And then right behind them, the other Aussie in this Heat 4 field, Tommy Neal, who's out at a 154.94. Sam Short, this might be his strongest event, 400 frees, 5th fastest man in world history. And has been threatening Ian Thorpe's Australian national record, pulling it within 0.6 of a second of that record. He'll head into the final 100, continuing to hold the lead on this field, and consistent pace persists. 29.7, 29.6, and 29.6 over the last 350s, as the rest of the field has slowed their splits slightly. Short has pushed and will carry his lead through to the final at least 50 meters. Hobson is responding in lane 3. Hobson outsplits him with a 29.5 on the penultimate 50. .351.98, the top time so far, and short is being pushed by Staveric, Hobson, and Smith. But he'll still take it. He'll go a 3:53.15, so that'll mean that Almvo's 3:51.98 will be our top seed. Hobson in second here in this final race, 3:53.48, and then a 3:53.83. Rounding out your top 3 in Heat 4. A final on the scoreboard now. Lucas Almvo, 3:51.98 is your top seed. Sam Short, Luke Hobson, Kieran Smith, Stefan Staveric, Tommy Neal, Bobby Fink, and Leon Marchand all getting into the A final. B finals, Irtur, Elzadi, Kirk, Medina Alfaro, Hawk, Saborio Grillo, Loktev, and Sega into the B final. And then C finalists now, Parise, Esposito, Chereponov, Sweet, Dornoff, Severson, Reburn, and Kegel. 10:39 is the current time. 30 minutes to declare your intentions. Back down to the far end of the pool. Once again, it's event number 33, women's 50 freestyle. 7 heats of the women's 50 this morning. Heat 1. He won to Matty Moore, 28-36. Heat 2. 26:36 here in this second heat. Bridget Burton, the owner of that swim. Heat 3. $26.75 Kia Alert in lane 3 takes heat 3. Heat 4. Heat 4 goes to Emma Cronin in lane 7, 25.97. First time under 26 in her career, and she's your fastest of the morning so far. Heat 5. Circle seated heats of the 50 free underway. Taylor Rock in lane 4, the Canadian with the edge and the heat win. 25-21 for Ruck. New top time of the morning belongs to her. 2 heats to go in the women's 50 free. Heat 6. Heat 6 underway. Women's 50 freestyle. Simone Manuel in the middle of the pool. Third fastest woman in American history in this event. Also, Olivia Smolika continues to make a fantastic comeback and looks to be leading this Heat 6 field. Smolika will carry that lead to the wall and hit the wall in a 25:07. She's your new top time with one heat still to go. Livanovic in lane 3 goes at 25:14 in second, and Manuel at 25:23 in third in the heat, fourth overall with one heat to go. Seventh and final heat. Final heat of the women's 50 freestyle. U.S. Open and co-American record holder Gretchen Walsh in the water. 23:91 is Walsh's lifetime best. Riley Aerosmith, a 16-year-old national age group record holder in the 100 freestyle, sticking alongside Walsh as we get to the flags, but it'll be Gretchen that takes the heat win. She'll hit it at a 24.51. Both Walsh and Aerosmith get under 25 seconds, the only two to do so. Aerosmith at a 24.94. Walsh is 24:51 right there, top in the morning. It's also our fastest time in the world this year. Aerosmith's 24:94. We'll have her in lane 5 once again this evening for the A final. Antonia in lane 3 at 25:27, rounding out your top 3 in heat number 7. Finalists on the board now. Gretchen Walsh is indeed your top seed. Joining her, Riley Aerosmith, Olivia Smolika, Elizaveta Klivanovic, Taylor Ruck, Simone Manuel, Kalia Antonio, and Leah Tigert. Actually, Tigert tying for 8th place with Lily Price at 25:51, so we'll need to see coaching reps from Toronto Swim Club and Australia over to the admin table. And then your B finalists officially: Ila Khan, De La Fuentes, Spadoni, Okronen, Downthright, and Stanislav. Your C final on the board: Hangeloise, Wilm, Owen, Harvey, Hamill, Mahoney, Burton, and Smith. 26:36 was where the cut line landed in the women's 50 freestyle. Ladies, you have 30 minutes to declare your intentions. Rounds out the women's 50 freestyle. Up next is the guys' 50 freestyle. Event 34, men's 50 free, 9 heats this morning. Heat 1. Heat 1 will go to Joey Rozek with a 24:35. A lifetime best by half a second, winning heat number 1. Heat 2. Jack Brown wins heat number 2, 22:83. Solid swim, and our top time through 2. Heat 3. Heat 3, going to lane 4 on Andreas da Silva, 23:30. Heat 4 of the men's 50 freestyle in the water now. Jamie Ingram is going to take the heat. It goes at 23:52. Heat 5. Tommaso Gonzalez will take the heat. He goes at 23:24. Only a tenth of a second off of that seat time. Heat 6. .2283 continues to be our top time from Jack Brown in Heat 2. Heat number 6 in the water now. Joe Duman in lane 6. He's got the lead. He'll win it. He'll go the new top time, 22:72. He goes under his seed time by 1/10 of a second to post the top mark with 3 to go. Heat 7. Heat number 7 on its way. Juliano Sherman in the water, and Nikita Sherman will get the heat win, 21:80. 2 guys under 22 right there. Calvin Justice just barely on the outside looking in and breaking 22, but that's a PR for him in lane 6. Heat 8. Second to last heat of the guys 50 freestyle. Andres Bana, Matt King in the middle of the pool. Bjornar Laskerud in lane 7, also in the mix here late. As we go to the touch, it'll be a tie, 22:15, Barna and King. Heat 9. Eunice Sheremet's 21:80. Will it stay on top of the leaderboard and survive this 9th and final heat of the men's 50 freestyle? Our last prelim race on its way down. Michael Andrew having a solid morning already. He might have the edge here. To the touch they go. It is Andrew, 22:32 for him. Lamar Taylor at 22:41. And then a tie for third between Brooks Curry and Caleb Dressel at 22:62. Rounding out the very fast final morning of swimming here at this 2026 Tier Pro Swim Series. We'll let you know who's in the ABC Finals in just a moment. Finalists on the board, Nikita Sheremet in that top seat. Joining him, Chris Giuliano, Calvin Justice, Andres Barna, Matt King, Jukbis Kimblis, Michael Andrew, and Bjornar Laskerud. 22:40 to get into the A. Your B final on the board, Taylor, Gazio, Dressel, Curry, Grassi, Thurman, Sintra, and Brown. Into the B. C finalists, Kwane, Yaboa, Puhalovic, Granison, Blackson, Dunbar, Temple, Camacho, Gonzalez, and Ferreira. 23:27 earned a second swim in the men's 50 freestyle. Gentlemen, current time is 11:02. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions. That wraps up our fourth and final prelim session. Our last finals session kicks off tonight at 6 p.m. local time. We'll see you then.